So you've seen all the YouTube videos, you've Googled, you've done everything you could possibly do, and now you're all excited to get a Tesla Model S. Well, you're in luck, because today I'm gonna go over the things that you should be looking for if you're planning to buy a Tesla Model S. And if you want to see a review video of this car where I look at all the favorite features and take it for a drive, please click on the link above. I have a video where I went over this car, all of my favorite features, and took it for a spin. I've made a video to show you how to look for things when buying any car. Signs of wear, tears, accidents, etc. Go watch that video. The link is included below. I've also made a very comprehensive list, probably the best list you can find on the internet. And I walk you through every step of everything that you need to look for when buying any car. Checking out all the electronics, looking at the tires, body, undercarriage, everything. Make sure that you go and find that in the link below. It's free, you can download it and use that to buy any car. But today, I want to go over things to look for specifically for a Model S. These are things that I think could be very expensive if you don't take care of them before you buy the car. If you decide to embark on the journey of buying a used Model S on your own, then I commend you, because it is rather challenging. And we will touch on that in just a little bit, but keep in mind that it's never a bad idea to bring along a car-savvy friend like myself to help you look for things. If you find one that you have your heart set on, I always recommend that you get a PPI, a pre-purchase inspection, with any car that you're gonna buy. Now, these cars are a little bit more complicated because being that it's newer technology and the Tesla is really not releasing a lot of the information to independent shops, you may not find a lot of shops capable of doing a full checkup on a car like this. Right, so now let's move right into what to look for specifically for the Model S if you are planning to buy one. The first thing I want to point out when looking to buy one of these Teslas is the door handles. You want to make sure that all door handles are operating normally. There's been instances where the door handles do not pop out, they don't pop back in. They're just not functioning normally. Now, this is not a huge expense, but each door handle can cost you around $300. So you want to make sure that they're all operating normally. If free supercharging is what's driving your interest into a Model S, let me warn you that only from 2012 up to 2016 were grandfathered in for free supercharging. Any of the newer models will need to pay for supercharging. So make sure that you take that into consideration. And now I want to bring your attention down here. This is a facelift model starting from 2016 and up. As you can see, the daylight running lights that you can see here sometimes go bad on these cars. You can see some of them may have just half of the daytime running light lit or none of it. Now, these headlights, to replace them, are quite expensive. Each one of these headlamps can cost you around $1,200 to replace. So make sure that when you purchase one of these, that the daylight running headlamps are operating normally. And while we're down here, another thing that I want to point out is your brakes. This is something important that you should keep attention to. What happens is, with the electric motors, these cars use regenerative braking, which doesn't really use so much brakes. And depending on your driving style, you may be one individual that doesn't use your brakes, probably not much at all. So what ends up happening is that the components in your brake system start to rust and can develop issues. You want to make sure that you take a look at that and ensure that all of your brake components look okay. And as many of you may know, these cars come equipped with a sophisticated air suspension. You want to make sure that you take close attention to the air suspension in one of these cars, as every strut can be very expensive. Without a computer to plug in and diagnose any potential issues, it may be a little bit harder to detect a problem while on the road. However, there are some things that you can do to check for suspension issues. First, allow the car to sit for at least 20 to 30 minutes without starting it before checking the suspension. Look for sagging in any corner of the car, ensuring that the spacing between the tire and the body of the car are the same on each side per axle. So the left front should match the right front and the left rear should match the right rear. You can also listen for air leaks in the suspension by standing next to the tire, but this only works for larger leaks, which are uncommon. As I mentioned, your air suspension can be a major cost to any car that you're buying. So make sure that if you hear anything like that, that you have it checked out and take that into consideration. Teslas are rather simple cars. They don't have as many components as a gasoline or diesel car. So in that regard, it will be a lot less for you to worry about. Now, there are some things in the drivetrain that you should, keep an eye out for, including the electric motors. Now, when you're test driving one of these, you want to make sure that you keep an ear out for any kind of noises in the drivetrain, any kind of winding noises. That can be an indication of a problem with your electric motors. Now, depending on the model that you buy, Teslas do come equipped with a 4-year warranty for all the different components, and then 8-year warranty for your drivetrain components. So, depending on what the problem is, it may be covered under your warranty. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you find this information helpful and useful. If you like the video, please comment below, give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe.